Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we had our 2.1 live stream, and I thought I'd go over the new characters that are coming out, as well as the value of our rerun characters. Before we do that though, I thought I'd switch my outfit for this special occasion, and let me know in the comments down below who are you guys most excited for. Also, sorry if my mic sounds differently, I'm currently out of town for a few days, so this is the best that I'm able to do. If you guys do enjoy videos like these though, do make sure to subscribe and also hit the like button, and now let's get straight into it. First, let's start with Acheron, who will be the first banner of 2.1, and she has Don Hung, Gallagher, and Pela on her banner. Acheron is a Lightning Nihility character who highly focuses on debuffs inflicted onto enemies to be able to gain stacks to get her ultimate. Unlike other characters in Starro, Acheron does not use energy to gain her ultimate, and rather gains it through her stacks. She can gain stacks herself from using her skill, and this will be 2 stacks. Allies who inflict debuffs though will gain 1 stack for Acheron, and if any enemy inflicts debuffs onto one another, this will result in Acheron gaining another stack there too. Acheron needs a total though of 9 stacks in order to use her ultimate, so you'll definitely want to have allies on the team who can inflict debuffs in some fashion. What's great about Acheron's banner though is that she will have Pela on her banner, which means you'll have the chance to pull for a great debuffer, and for those who intend to use Pela, the Lycone Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat will be a great option to help Pela accumulate stacks pretty consistently for Acheron, and this Lycone in general will be great to place on the Nihility characters that are with Acheron. Gallagher can also be a great sustain option for Acheron since he'll be able to debuff enemies with his skill kit, and our other sustains that are able to debuff enemies will also help Acheron with getting stacks. Japard and March 7th are able to freeze enemies, and all preservation class characters can hold the Market Light Cone, which will inflict a debuff onto enemies who attack them, so this makes it even easier to get Acheron stacks. Overall, Acheron will benefit the most from allies who can inflict debuffs, primarily our Nihility characters alongside her, and also sustains who can debuff enemies or hold the Market Light Cone to help her stacks to unleash her deadly ultimate. Now for our next 5-star of 2.1, we have Aventurine, who is an imaginary preservation class character who will have Lynx, Luocha, and Serval for the second half of 2.1. Aventurine definitely looks like a bunch of fun to play, as well as Acheron as well, and Aventurine is able to create stackable shields onto allies, and once attacked enough, Aventurine can deal a follow-up attack onto enemies. Because of his follow-up attack potential and him also being able to debuff enemies and allow team members to have increased crit damage as well from his ultimate, will be able to deal his own fair share of damage and can also be supportive to team members. Some teammates I can see loving Aventurine can definitely be Topaz. The follow-up attacks from Aventurine plus the fact he can be sustained for the team can result in a very strong synergy with Topaz. Since we will get a free Doctor ratio, you can also make an ultimate follow-up attack team with Topaz, Doctor ratio, and Aventurine. Aventurine can also work with Acheron since he has his own debuffs and can hold the Market Light Cone as well, so for sustain value, I definitely say he's up there for sure and can definitely offer quite a lot for team comps. Before we carry on though, I thought I'd ask you guys how your year has been going so far. For me, I have been enjoying Persona 3 Reload and also some tasty snacks, which I present to you guys Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co.'s Sakura themed boxes for the month of March, and these boxes come straight from Japan or right to your doorstep. Tokyo Treat's March box theme is Sakura Snacktastic. This box has a very pretty pink Sakura theme and also has amazing snacks, some of them being spring crackers, Sakura shortbread cookies, Sakura leaf crackers, and much more. As for Sakura Co., the theme is Beauty of Sakura. And the box is also very pretty with plenty of tasty snacks, some of them being Sakura Mochi, Sakura Biscuits, and much more. You also get booklets to learn about Japanese culture and information about your tasty snacks. What I love about my Sakura Co. and Tokyo Treat boxes though is the variety of snacks you're able to get. And I'm personally a huge fan of the Mochi Kit Kats and Mochi themed snacks this time around. If you guys would like to get some snack boxes yourself for you or your loved ones, make sure to check out my description down below or my pinned comment, and also use code DESTINY as well. Thank you to Sakura Co. and Tokyo Treat for sponsoring today's video, and now let's carry on. Now we have our reruns, Luocha and Jingliu. Luocha is still a very valuable sustain who can keep your team healthy with his Abyss Flower Field. He can dispel buffs from enemies with his ultimate, and he also has an emergency heal that can cleanse and so on. Overall, he's still a pretty good option for those who want a pretty nice healer, but it ultimately comes down to if you're looking for a sustain, if you should pick up Aventurine or Luocha. And if you're looking for potentially a more offensive playstyle, then Aventurine will be the way to go, especially if you're into the follow-up attack playstyle. As for Jingliu, our Ice Queen is definitely still one of the best damage dealers in the game, and she hasn't really slowed down. I could see Acheron being a competitor when it comes to damage potential, but both of these two will be great options to pick up if you want a very strong DPS. Jingliu relies on going into her transformed form in order to deal more damage, and she could do so by using her skill, accumulating stacks. Allies like Ting Yun are great for keeping Jingliu in her form longer, and Jingliu is overall a very strong and very good option for those who are lacking a good ice DPS, so she could definitely be worth considering, especially if you've been waiting for a rerun. I still use Jingliu to this day, and she is definitely not slowed down when it comes to how powerful she is, especially when it comes to these endgame modes. Now that we've gone over our pull options though, who do I recommend the most? Now personally, I would say Acheron, especially if you're interested in her nihility centric and debuff centric playstyle, and not having to worry about energy but rather accumulating stacks. Acheron definitely appears to have a bunch of potential when it comes to being very powerful. So I would personally go with her, especially if you are into her character so far. But if you're looking for a sustain, you can more so look at Aventurine or Luocha. Aventurine will be better for those who want more offense and also want to be able to inflict debuffs onto enemies and have increased damage output with the increased crit damage that Aventurine will be able to do for the team. Luocha though is nice for always keeping the team healthy, dispelling enemy buffs, and so on. Personally though, I am feeling Aventurine a little bit more than Luocha just because of the potential he can have with our roster. Overall, all 4 options are honestly worthwhile to consider, and it comes down to your account and what you are missing. But I thought I'd share my thoughts on our new characters, and also stay tuned for more Acheron videos coming very soon where I'll go more in depth about her. Let me know which character you're most interested in. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe and also hit the like button. And I hope to see you all next time. Peace.